and
Well, it's not the directly downloading so much
Yeah.
as much as it is just the online purchasing.
oh, okay.
I mean, it's so easy to try stuff out.
Right.
You can buy demonstrators. So if somebody knows that they want something, and they can buy it from Amazon, they can buy it from Buy.com, they can buy it from all these places, and often get it before I even get it in the store, and less expensive. So
Do they
so
avoid
it's-
sales tax that way?
I don't know. I think it depends on where they buy it. I think Amazon charges sales tax
Yeah.
in Washington.
Okay.
Okay.
Ever use is SimCity.
What you're gonna have from now on that time?
It's not good, right? You don't let your door locked.
SimCity 4000.
4,000?
Yes,
Oh.
it's coming out.
You know, 3,000 got to be a little too complicated. It did. You had to provide solid waste facilities.
This is our newest business. This Margaret's Apparel.
Okay, I heard that Margaret's had closed.
Margaret retired.
Yes.
And so this is our new dress store.
Okay.
and Very nice job that they've
Uh-huh.
done. Beautiful setting and nice merchandise.
It's funny, we were in.
We had 20,000 square feet of vacant retail
Right.
space.
Well, two of the
Yes.
corners up here. Yeah.
thing
Yes.
that's going on is that every day I get a call for someone wanting space.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a big demand for space here.
What are the
And
rents?
They, and they want to be in the junction.
Are the
They
rents?
want to be-
They're very reasonable.
Yeah?
Still. Yeah,
Still?
because you have older buildings.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I think the rents are reasonable for city address. Of course, this is my shop here.
Hi, yeah, I will. I don't know if there are any particular questions. Okay. Okay. Great. Okay, and Lori Parker. Okay, Lori, that's Lori back in the back. And she is our parent facilitator. Hi. Lori, this is Sharon. She's the producer of the about an hour-long discussion on that particular topic. The parent facilitator has read all of the books beforehand, so she's reviewed them and has some recommendations and some tips about the books and what they contain. And they're all public library books that can then be checked out by the parents. So then we typically have a nice 45 to 50-minute discussion on that particular topic.
Great, great. What kinds of growth do you see in the participants over the 6-week period?
I've seen amazing results, and it's actually a program that I'm so incredibly proud of that the Literacy Center does. I've seen parents who are ESL students who come in with limited English speaking, reading, and writing skills become more confident about using their English and talking to the other parents in the class. I see parents who are working who are basic education students, so they're not students who have English as a second language, but are working on their reading and writing skills, become more confident in reading books and talking about reading to their children. You see a wonderful cohesion between the parents in the group and a lot of incredible sort of tips and help that they share with one another in terms of questions and issues that come up in the discussion. So it's a wonderful opportunity for parents to feel some sense of community with other parents, for ESL students, parents to feel more confident about using their English and practicing their English skills. And also for all of the parents to find out what kinds of resources there are in the community. Coming up to the library, getting library cards. In this past 6-week session, we've had 3 parents sign up and get Seattle Public Library cards. And they're able to check out books and bring books home that they've talked about in the sessions and bring them home and read them to their kids. So I think we've just seen an amazing amount of growth in terms of our parents' self-esteem, confidence level, skill level, familiarity with books and topics and how to go about finding books on particular topics that might be important to you or interesting to your child.
Great, great. Why do you think this is an important program for the Action Center and the library to be involved in?
I think it's a program that really addresses one of the fundamental needs of many of our parents, which is incorporating reading into a family setting, which is taking something that is a learning environment for yourself, working on your reading and writing and parenting skills as an adult, but doing it in a setting in which your kids are a part of that program and that process. And so they're here together and they share time in the library and share time reading and listening to stories. But there's also some support here in terms of the wonderful volunteers that we have that help take care of the children upstairs in the library and the facilitators that we have in the parents program to allow parents some time to get together just with other parents and talk about some of these issues that are important to them. And I think it's crucial if you're talking about family literacy and working on adult literacy skills that you address those needs of the family as a whole and that you incorporate reading and books into the home as early as possible with as young a child as possible, so that we have infants gnawing on books and we have toddlers running around pulling them off shelves and we have older kids that sit and read books and share the stories.
Mm-hmm. How important is it in terms of introducing the library to the parents who are here?
I think it's crucial. I think one of the things that we encourage all of our students, all of our adult students to do when they come in is to get a library card and to have access to the library. And it's wonderful that we're in the same building here in Greenwood as the library because we have that constant access. But for the parents, especially some of the younger parents who've just recently gotten library cards, it's a non-threatening and really helpful way of introducing the library and library resources to them. So we help them, particularly the ESL students, help them with the process of filling out the application for the library card. Diane Coles, the librarian that we work with, spends time with them to show them how to go and check out books and where the books are and how to use things like the card catalog or the online catalog and indices in books so that they can find particular topics. It sort of breaks down that mystery of how the library functions and how you go about utilizing those resources in the library. So it's crucial, I think, for us to be able to be an important liaison for them, in essence, to sort of introduce the library. And what you find after they've gotten a library card and they've checked out a few books is they go home with an armload of books virtually every week.
Great. Okay, perfect.
Great.
Thank you, Carrie.
Okay.
Here's another person who can start and end a sentence.
Yes,
Peter.
we love you.
It's funny
Is
when
that
you
a
do
challenge?
the.
Since 1990, and I don't know, but I could get that statistic for you and get
Okay,
it to you.
maybe what I could do is just I can call.
Fill this out with each part, and then we'll place the hole and you'll be set.
So what, take a look at what we have, maybe give those numbers.
Well, the good news is, Peter, we have great light today. Yes. It could have been like the Southwest Library may help you. Did you bring any? Yeah, hold on just a second. Yes. Bring anything there? How many? 4. I only took 4 out. Are you in the middle of something? It was since then. Was it on a particular program on it? Let's go. Selection short.
I know what's up. What's the part where you shape of Africa? I know what it's saying. Only Africa. Don't let me get food.
Wow, only 604 books.
Is it listed chronologically?
Take your card, 27.
Thanks a lot.
looking. Okay, thank you.
What about the other day?
Thank you.
Talk about that a little bit more upstairs. If you go into a place and you're like, man, I love to work here, there's always somebody that you can call or find to say, hey, you know what, I have $5 a week that I can donate to the organization. You don't have, you can't pay me, but it's official pay. If you can't pay me, I would be more than happy to volunteer. So anyway, okay, so that's one thing that's available. And that's through PAN, the Seattle Public Access Network. Okay, I'm gonna show more things upstairs, but let's look at Career Path. Okay. Career Path is great because it basically takes classified advertisements or you're looking at the newspaper.
What about McDonald's?
McDonald's? Okay, so food service basically. Okay, so let's say we're looking for a job. Anybody throw out a city that you've kind of been interested in. Okay, very good. Okay, so we're gonna search by the Chicago Tribune, but let's go back up. So let's say that we're looking for a food service job in, are they calling it food service? Okay, food services. All right, and let's see. I think that because we found food services, we don't need to enter our own keyword unless we were specifically looking for McDonald's, or unless we were specifically looking to work. Chicago Tribune, because I was really thinking about Chicago, and somebody else give me another city.
San Francisco.
Oh, great. Okay, San Francisco. You were about to say one because we can search in that one too. San Francisco. Let's see if it's online.
Right there.
Do you see it? That's Sacramento. San Francisco might not be online.
Okay, well, this is it.
Okay, so let's say Sacramento B. Oh, you want to do San Jose? Okay, we'll do San Jose because that's close. Okay, and you're about to say one other city. Arkansas. Okay, let's see if Arkansas is online. That's in the southeast, or it's in the South Florida.
City in Arkansas.
Little Rock. I don't see Little Rock here. And that might be because it's a smaller paper. But let's look in Atlanta Journal-Constitution, just in case. Okay, so now we're gonna ask it to search. So now we're searching food services and those jobs. And this is a good thing to try because you know what? I meet a lot of people who say, oh, you know, I moved to Seattle because I just thought for sure I would be able to find a job in blank. And having lived here now, I'm thinking, wow, this is really not the place. Even though this is a city that's thriving and growing, I don't know if it's really the best place for that. For instance, if you were a filmmaker and you were like reading, Seattle's a real great place to come because the economy is booming. You might be really excited and you might pack up your mule and here you and your mule come to Seattle. And then you get here and you find out that Vancouver, British Columbia is really thriving compared to Seattle in terms of making film, television and film. and found out what's available. But one thing that we know is that last week, in last Sunday's paper, Atlanta Journal, and this is not scientific, I might be able to say, well, if all things were equal, San Jose or Atlanta and Chicago, if it didn't matter which ones, I'm good. San Jose. Okay, so here we are. And it tells us where the paper, so it tells us what state and paper comes from. They're going to list things alphabetically. So the first few ads that we're going to see, the first 19, I think it was, are from Atlanta Journal Constitution. So let's just say that we see all kinds of jobs. We see food service director, food service supervisor, food service at the Ritz-Carlton. Okay, let's try that. Butchers. Okay, but we see some people that needs a full service chef, cook, and experienced. Okay, so experienced? I guess. Okay, all right, so we see here's Smyrna, Georgia, and they need a full-time cook for a luxury retirement community and nursing home. And they don't tell us how much they pay, but they tell us where, but they do have benefits that include health. A cook at Stanford, for Stanford fraternity. You can work in a deli full-time for $8.50 an hour. Let's see that job. Okay, deli full-time, and you can just call them. And how, a deli, that's making a sandwich, that's probably, or soup, so that's probably not as difficult. So you can.
And $8.50 is better than McDonald's.
Yeah, $8.50 is better. And it gives you options, and that's the thing, because when you're thinking about food service, you might be thinking about McDonald's because you don't know what your options are. And what's great about things like this, and what makes it easier sometimes to eat in the newspaper, is that you have an opportunity to cross-compare. So this is a service, I think, that's invaluable for you to use in a job search. I'm talking fast because we have to go into the lab. Does anybody have any questions that they want to ask about this? Anybody want to try it for themselves and maybe sign up for tomorrow or anything like that?
I'm 15 years old, just in the other day, who we were talking about reading Kurt Vonnegut and Milan Kundera together. Right after that, I'll have a child come in who's the same age, and we'll ask about, Sweet Valley High or something like that. So you see a wide variety of skill levels, even in the same age.
Yeah,
Same age
that
group.
must make your job kind of tough.
It can, but it makes it more interesting that way, I think, too. You never know what to expect. I get to talk about all sorts of books this way because I enjoy all sorts of magazines and books and graphic novels and listening to music, and we get to talk about all that.
What made you interested in being a young adult librarian?
I think the diversity is a big part of it. It's an age group that's often passed up. You see a lot of emphasis put on children's librarianship and adult librarianship, and sometimes people tend to forget the needs of teenagers. They're going to school and that's sort of their job, and they forget about their reading habits too, their enjoyment of reading. I like that part of it.
So what do you, when you have parents that come in, and you were talking before about being scared of what their kids are reading, what's your theory on that in terms of what kids are reading?
That's very common. I'll get parents coming in being concerned that their child is reading nothing but what they think of as trashy horror novels or trashy romance novels, and I tell those parents, you don't have a problem. You have a child who loves to read. Let them read what they like to read. Their brain is like working a muscle over and over, and even though they're lifting a light weight.
Okay, Emmerich. Great. Oh, you're great.
Yeah.
You should be on TV, Emmerich.
Thanks.
You are.
Well,
Really.
I've worked in it a little bit, so I
Oh,
know
you
that I
have?
sort of know the spin you guys are
Oh,
looking
good.
for, so
Yeah,
I try.
well,
I'm not
there you go.
experienced, but
Of film are shot to make one cover to cover.
Oh, we don't want to know. We don't want to know that. We're embarrassed.
How many graphic novels?
this art of hand reading is just
Gothic novels.
the Gothic novels.
Yeah, I'm so out of it.
Yeah, that one mouse is just.
Oh, it's brutal.
It's just great. I mean, it was really wonderful.
I'm even in this one feels.
grasping the whoever is on the cover, Drew Barrymore.
Cleavage, yes.
I thought it was Courtney
No,
Love for a
that's
minute.
Drew Barrymore. She's specifically photography, tabletop, modeling, cars. It was in Tucson.
Oh, yeah.
So, we Balfour Walker photography.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
There.
I like,
taking pictures.
I like, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
He had the studio by Etherton Stern, in Etherton Stern.
I remember walking, I used to go there all the time.
Where was this?
They had a crane set up here, and it toppled into that channel, and I think that crane is still down there.
Well, it fell in or something.
Yeah, it fell in upstream.
Now, where is it? It's up by the dam, or
No,
is it,
right there. You see where that has been?
It's not entombed in the concrete. It's down.
Part of it is. Starts up the river. It had a couple of small boats with outboards on them, towing this form upstream to stick it in that downstream into the diversion tunnel. For some reason, they didn't think about. They shut off the upstream end of the diversion tunnel. That shuts off the river. The water's going to go down. No way to float this form. Well, they got about halfway up there, and the form had become high and dry. So then they had to get a hold of some block and tackle and put it over there in that wall, hooked a boom truck onto down here, and then they winched it up. That's about the time that this steel barge up here decides to head for Canada. It's coming down the river. There's a boom truck sitting over there with a cable stretched across, pulling on this form to get it in place. Well, the steel barge come up against the cable, it was under the boom truck, tipped the boom truck over backwards.
What's the reservoir down? About 100 feet when we took that trip? At least 100 feet. So we wanted to inspect the canyon walls under the reservoir. So we thought, well, the reservoir's down, it's a good time to take a boat ride. So we got this little, must have been 12 or 14 foot.
Well, it was all of 14.
Yeah, big boat. Little outboard motor on it. We got up there probably 5-6 miles, I think. And we ran out of gas. So we had to get back. And the only way to get back, we had one oar. But the oar broke.
We let Bill handle the oar.
Yeah, I was handling the oar. And with one oar, it's either a canoe type thing, and the boat was too wide to do that. So you sit in the back and you go like this. Well, I got a little too much leverage on the darn thing. The handle snapped. Luckily, there was a little current going in our direction. Anyway, we finally got back here. Wayne and I had to get the boat down under the trash racks here because they come with the crane to pick it up. And so we were down the bottom of those trash racks, about 100 feet down, and had to get out. And I can't remember. I think I finally got Wayne boosted over. He was the lightest.
Like I'm standing on the precipice of the Grand Canyon. There was 2 or 3 guys standing up there, and they grabbed me, and I think Bill was pushing and dragged me over the top.
Yeah. And you realize this was Glenn's boat.
I don't recall.
Yeah, whose boat was it? Was
we
it
didn't-
Glenn's?
It was my boat.
It was your boat.
Yeah.
No.
We knew it
Was
was
it your oar?
employee's
Was
boat.
it your oar?
It was.
Did you ever get paid for the oar?
By golly, no.
There's a guy
I didn't.
Hey.
Alice put it on Bill.
These groundwater observation wells, some were former diamond drill holes drilled by the Ponderay Mining Company, and we had devised a cover. The well was running when we got here. How do we get that thing capped? So if I don't tell the story, somebody else will. how do you do when the water, when you get all wet?
Being familiar with hydraulics, I recognized the problem and I didn't get close to it. Because even though it was summer, I didn't want to get wet. Well, Lori handled the problem by completely undressing and removing the old valve and fighting that stream of water vigorously and getting a new valve installed.
And he regrets that he didn't have a camera to document the operation.
I guess I was just too considerate. One of my winter trips, I arrived in town, headed for the Hangout restaurant, but the street was had been plowed, but there was assorted snow piles, ice on the street, and there was a large Labrador dog taking a nap right in the middle of the main street, and nobody was disturbing him.
Engineers, steel crews that come over from Seattle. A lot of them have just been absorbed into the community and they just consider them as neighbors.
The same problems are still here. We have a wider range of tools to overcome the problem. We have electrical power now, we have paved roads, we have radio communication. We still have isolation, we still have to pay the freight. We have a saying here, well, that person packs their own freight. Well, they do. That means we have to bring everything in from the outside.
To find a bunch of people, I could relate to the community real well, seeing as I also lived in a mining community in Upper Michigan, so I could feel comfortable with the people in this area.
We finished building Boundary in '67. The crews were scaled back to operational level.
The mines come and go, you exhaust the minerals, the timber it's taken out. The dams are probably the most stable economic industries that Padre County has, and if you can get a job at the dam, you're pretty fortunate. They're the cream of the jobs up there. I remember I tried one time, a couple times, and never could get hired. But I would have loved to have a job at the dam there. I'd still be there today, probably. You know, how many jobs are up there? That how many logging jobs are left, or how many mining jobs? The days of the old growth timber, they're gone up there.
If there wasn't for my kids having good jobs here at Boundary Dam, they would both be gone someplace else.
It was quite a bit like back home in Upper Michigan, which is where I lived. It was iron mining area. And there too, the iron mines are pretty much closed.
There was an existing dam upstream and then Juanita Dam down north. So there was already the waters being slowed and heated by existing structures as it is. But I mean, all dams have an impact on their river systems. We basically are taking a resource out of this area of the state. The dam does have a life expectancy of 100 plus years, and taking care of that structure and the equipment in here, keeping the power on for Seattle and high reliability at low rates.
Kind of a thread that goes through the whole area. It has been altered by the fact that we have the dams, and some people will say it's a good alteration. They're able to do flat water boating. Others may say it's not such a good development, the slower current. Now we have milfoil. So it's kind of a lifeline, and I think again we've got the opportunity to manage it or live with it wisely.
From accessing those resources as forms of employment and jobs and using those resources. So we're seeing more of individuals looking at the environment and the wildlife and the recreation opportunities and just the general beauty of the area, and enjoying that and wanting to be a part of that.
We've chased jobs and haven't always been looking at what the trade-offs are going to be. Part of the draw to this area is the natural beauty, and without preserving that, or at least managing for that, we're going to destroy one of the things that we're hoping to take advantage of.
Going back historically, there was probably much more of the concern for employment, jobs, the welfare of individual families. If you were to talk to students today as opposed to 10 or 20 years ago, you'd find a much greater concern for preserving that wilderness, those recreation opportunities, and just the general beauty of the area in which we have to live.
Well, I live in a school bus without power, without running water, without electricity. That's kind of the hippie lifestyle.
I'd watched my parents struggle in the whole middle class trap. And kind of early on, I decided, you know, you only have freedom if you're rich or you're poor enough that you don't care.
In a nutshell, that's a time-lapse view of some back-to-the-land hippies I met at a healing gathering 20 years ago.
Kind of Woodstock-esque.
Woodstock-esque. It's 1988,
Yeah.
so it was like 20 years after Woodstock. I was surprised that this was still alive and kicking.
Yeah.
I interviewed them, shot great footage, and then it sat for 20 years.
And didn't fall apart, luckily.
Didn't fall apart. Luckily, it did not decompose.
Yeah.
My wife kept bothering me. I kept bothering me. And finally, a friend said, "You've got footage of some hippies 20 years ago?
We
Show
need
me
that."
some interviews
Yeah.
from that." So
Yeah.
as I went through it, I started to see in 2006, it was a huge difference than seeing it in 1988.
Oh, absolutely.
The height of Ronald Reagan.
Yep.
Wall Street was one of the
And
most popular
also,
films.
also your viewpoint on life and who you are is such a different, you know, seeing it that many years later too, looking back at it.
absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. I often say I wasn't ready, and I don't think the world was ready to see the hippie values exposed back then.
Right.
But now
They
it's a
resonate
whole-
in a whole different way.
different world.
Absolutely.
And so, what
Absolutely.
does it mean for you guys to have this your film in Sif?
Jude, what about you?
Laying
laying awake nights.
Dreamy?
Oh yeah, I mean
Dreaming,
just
definitely.
super
A dream come
excited.
true.
Super excited
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
You know, then we got in,
Yep,
and
yep.
we're getting into other festivals now. We
Yeah.
got into the Berlin Documentary Festival, into Maui. You know, if you're into organic food, thank a hippie.
Okay.
If you're into meditation, yoga, Buddhism, Eastern philosophy, thank a hippie.
Yeah. As an American.
As an
Right,
American,
right.
If you're into recycling,
Thank a hippie. Hippies are good stuff. Are you a hippie?
I'm kind of a philosophical hippie.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not like the people in my film.
Yeah.
They're committed.
Yeah.
And I admire them for that.
The amazing William. Okay, what's so amazing?
Well, I'll tell you, Nancy. Could I borrow your arm for a moment?
Yes, you can.
I will return it when I am done.
All right.
More or less.
Is this
what I'm
special for Sif?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The fine folks at SIF decided that the folks standing in line need a little mild entertainment.
Absolutely.
And fortunately, I'm a mild entertainer. Is that too tight, Nancy?
No, I don't feel bound at all.
Very good. I'll tell you what. Let me do this.
Wait a minute. Whoa,
Let me be absolutely
that was
sure.
amazing.
I'll tell you what. I better be sure, absolutely sure it's
Okay.
on there tight.
Okay, now I'm watching closely.
Not
There's
too
no
tight?
way.
Very
It's
good.
not too tight. It's perfect.
There we go.
I don't.
Little
okay.
tighter this
There's
time.
no way that could
No.
fall off.
Nancy,
There's
would
no
you please
way.
put your hand on my shoulder?
Yes, right there.
Thank you. Is that too tight?
No, that's
Do you get that
perfect.
question a lot?
I-
I don't want to know the answer to that.
No,
you
you
sure
don't,
that's
no.
not? No.
Okay, I am amazed and confounded.
That is my job.
Wow, the amazing William.
We are here with Garrett and Steve, if I'm not mistaken, who have a new film, The Spy and the Sparrow, in the film festival, and this movie is, it's almost finished, isn't it?
It's almost finished, yes.
Yeah.
We're, as Steve mentioned earlier, we are the one film out of the hundreds of films here that is not completed yet, but we're working on it as we speak, yes.
It will be completed June 10th.
Yes.
At 9 o'clock.
So anyone who wants to show up, rest assured that it will come dripping out of the lab and actually be shown. Do you want to say a little bit about what the movie's about?
This is a story of a retired deep cover CIA operative, and he basically comes home with one remaining goal in his life, and that remaining goal is to reunite with his long estranged daughter. And our CIA operative is here this evening at the grand opening, David Rashi, and so he's the star of our feature, and then his daughter's played by Elizabeth Rome.
Let's call him in. Hi, John. Old associate of yours popped up on the grid.
Who showed up on the grid? Where?
When's the last time you were in Moscow, Tom?
Gabriel. Strange business returned. Rich.
That's cool.
Sorry, I ended up hating you.
Peggy Covington, CIA.
So, father left you when you were 6.
That's the part you picked out?
That's him?
Yeah, he did, and he never came back. But he did come back one time. All I remember is that he had blood on his face.
His face?
I was with the CIA.
You're a spy?
No more. I'm retired. I saw her, talked to her, and she hates me. She doesn't need me.
I needed your help when I was a little girl. Like a kid would need a parent.
There's something.
Not only Mouse suffers for stealing cheese, traps are set for a whole family. Messing up my operation! If I kill you, you die once. I kill her, we die every day.
Right? Want to be a skater? You can be a skater. Right? Want to be an astronaut? You can be an astronaut. Want to be a horseback rider? You can be a horseback rider. No, that's so fast.
For those that want a happy ending, there's a happy ending, but those that want it to be darker, there's also a dark.
Nice.
There's something for everybody.
Yeah, I think you're getting the hang of this thing. All right, well, enjoy the festival,
Thank you very
and
much.
we look forward to seeing the film when it's finished.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, this is Sandy Siafi. You're kind of a Renaissance chick. It's really true. I mean, you were quite
That's a
amazing.
nice thing to be called.
Well, yeah, it is. And I like the Renaissance highbrow, chick lowbrow.
I know.
I dig that.
I love high and low brow.
Okay,
The same brow.
Exactly, and the same brow, unibrow.
Yes.
Now, Sandy's got a film in the festival, and it is called Sweet Crude.
Yes.
So, tell me about it.
Well, it's a little bit hard because, of course, this is a festive occasion, but it's a very strange night because I made this film. It started 3.5 years ago, and it was meant as an act of preventive diplomacy on film, where art and politics meet. But just in the last 8 days, the Nigerian military actually has attacked the village that Operosa is the name of it, where the film is centered. So it's a somber, at this point, almost sort of love song for Operosa, which I hear has been burned to the ground.
So it's a documentary.
It is a documentary.
Yeah, and it's
yes.
about the crux of it is about.
It's about the conflict in the Niger Delta over the consequences of oil production for the last 50 years and how that's brought the people there to the brink of both a civil war and really what it'll be like to live past peak oil.
Yeah. So we got a clip. Take a look at this, and then you definitely want to put it on your calendar to see.
This is not the movie I intended to make. Two years before the Niger Delta started making international headlines, I traveled to the village of Operosa. I thought I was making a film about the building of a library.
My cigarettes fell out. That's a sign.
Yeah.
Hey, nose grind. Trail? No, into that. Oh, that would be sick. Let's do it.
Trying to figure out whether or not I should Yes! I'll take anything. Anything.
time is the best. Can you tell if and when he's looking at me?
I've got a wide shot right now. I can't.
Okay.